Tone, NFL, massive moves have been made. Joey Bosa has been released from the Los Angeles Chargers, saving $25.5 million against their salary cap. Obviously, Bosa has been there a long time, a lot longer than we thought. 9 years. Does it feel like 9 years ago?
No.
Joey Bosa went to the Chargers. Time has flown by. He has obviously been a leader, a game wrecker for the Chargers for a long time. And now Mrs. Bosa, Mama Paisana, has put out a tweet saying, let's go ahead and get him up to San Francisco. Would be a lot easier for the parents here if these boys were playing for one particular team. Obviously, older brother, younger brother. Don't think they've ever actually been able to do that. So now, up in San Francisco would be a pipe dream for the parents and probably for both of the boys. Maybe they'll see that happen. But for the Chargers, this is a massive move because of the money, AP Tone, with free agency starting on Monday.
Yeah, bingo. Joey's going to have to take a pay cut if he wants to join the Niners. Talking about the salary cap. Talking about the salary cap that you talked about, that $25.5 million that releasing Joey Bosa creates. The Chargers are now in the top 3 of salary cap space. And when you look at it, the other, let's look at the teams around them. The Patriots, the Raiders, and then the Cardinals. Let's leave the Commanders out of there. Those 3 teams, those are not winning teams right now. So if you're a guy and you're looking at a team that has cap space that can pay you and you also want to win, it's almost like the Chargers become the cream of the crop right now, and that clears a ton of space for them. You know, Ladd McConkey was their leading receiver last year as a rookie. They have Quentin Johnson still, too, who they drafted 2 years ago. So now, that frees up some space. You know, Devontae talked about if he wants to come to the West Coast, that feels like a good fit there. But there's a lot of wide receivers on the market now. And one of the things we talked about with the Chargers last year was, besides Ladd as a rookie, they don't have a true number one. So if they are able to do that with this cap space that they created, and being one of the teams with the most cap space that also has a quarterback, like a quarterback that can, a proven quarterback, I feel
like a destination city. Now, high taxes, obviously, so you're going to have to deal with that as a California team. That's just the reality of the situation. But Los Angeles is certainly a desirable position.
Well, they're in a good spot.
Them having $90 million is a lot. Brand new practice facility. Coach and entire building that is all in. I mean, it feels like the Chargers are a beautiful place. Could you imagine working at that facility every day?
Yeah, I could. Time. We were there. You almost don't want to ever leave.
Yeah, it is. And they got the outdoor gym, obviously, because of the Southern California weather that they have. It's like, it is a beautiful. If they get a free agent in the door,
it'd be tough to turn that down.
Especially if they get a good offer in there. Yeah, I think the Chargers are in a good spot. You go through a couple different teams here that are in the storylines. How about the Commanders? $78.5 million still. They've already traded for Deebo Samuel. I assume that's going to have to get sorted and figured out. What do the Cardinals do? The Vikings, obviously, without a quarterback, $63.8 million available for them. That's great money for the Vikings, who obviously have some question marks. Same with the Steelers. Rams have to figure it out. They've already got their quarterback signed. Chargers made a play at D-line. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, JH Bosa out from the Chargers after 9 years, long-ass time. Obviously, immediately people are kind of just pinning him directly to the 49ers with his brother. But what do you think about Joey Bosa being a free agent now? And what do you think the Chargers are doing with their D-line? Because Khalil Mack also kind of up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, you have both of those guys on the edge who are obviously getting up there in their careers and not playing quite as many snaps maybe as they used to, but still both very effective on the snaps that they do play and can both pass rush at a high level. So probably, obviously, a money move on their part, but I believe he is still very effective as a situational pass rusher. I think that he probably prefers some of those less snaps as well. Just as the body goes, you want to still rush the passer at a high level, but not have to, do some of those grinder things down there in a 6 technique. So still plenty left for him. I mean, it would be really cool. Trust me, as a brother, I would have loved the opportunity to play with my brother.
You could have a couple different times. You said no. You were working out in the building.
Remember?
We talked about it. We've talked about this before. He was in a contract situation. I wasn't going to take away from that unless they got it done. And they did. They got it done later. So
I don't remember us talking about that. It feels like a new piece of information there.
Yeah, it does.
No, I've discussed this before. When I was a free agent, TJ was up for a contract. They were negotiating his contract. I wasn't going to come in and take any single dollar away from my brother and his contract negotiations.
Come on.
So I said, if you figure it out and we can find a way to make it work, I will absolutely do it.
That was when he shoved the agent out of the way and got the deal done. That was when that happened, that whole time?
Yeah.
Because he wanted to work out. Listen, it's enough money for me. I'm TJ Watt. Get out of my way, suit. That's what he said, I heard?
Yeah. That's what he said.
Well, the agent was like...
Going through it right now again.
Okay, so he is in the middle of active. With that being said,
Joey Bosa obviously released by the Chargers. We know the Bosa mom is trying to get the Bash brothers, the Bosa brothers, on the edge there in San Francisco. Is this a realistic expectation that they could possibly sign Joey Bosa?
I think at the right price, it'd be realistic. And you look at the fact that Joey has missed, 23 games over the past 3 years. That means that he's not going to command a huge amount of money in free agency. I mean, the Chargers, they owed him something a little over $20 million this year. And
25.
No, it's 25. Yeah. So they said no to that. So it's obviously going to come in at less than that. The 49ers are in this big cost efficiency push this offseason because they have been going for it over the past couple of years. So they would have to get a deal that makes sense. But when you combine the injury situation with the potential family discount in this case, it's not, completely out of the question that they could find a number that does make sense. And, the craziest thing about the Niners defense last year is that they dropped to number 29 against the run. Even if Joey is a little bit diminished as a pass rusher, I think he's still a really good edge setter against the run. And the 49ers just need more dudes up front. They cannot, they always say stop the run to have some fun. They weren't having any fun as a pass rush.
Well, who wasn't having any fun for the last few years? Robert Saleh. He's back, hopefully having some fun as well as they stop the run. Excited to watch that defense do their thing.